Okay, so should see the game up now. Just join. I'm just going to switch a few mods on just to speed things up. They're not mods I would normally use. So we're just going to put some resources on, some build rate as well.
Roger Dodge.
And then I'm just going to choose a really bad map. Flat.
Okay, so I haven't got those mods. I was automatically ejected.
Okay. Just rejoin when I'm ready to send.
Okay.
Okay. Try and join. Nice.
So in the end,
Group
from what we were talking about earlier, I was able to bind Control L and Control A to my mouse. So I got that running at least.
Yeah, so what therefore is Control A is all air superiority or any air-to-air fighters, and Control L is going to be grabbing all land units, which I find so much easier.
Yeah.
It just means that you can maintain camera zoom on your commander if you're playing aggressively, and you can also draw in all of your units that are getting produced without sort of pulling the camera away from your commander.
Yeah.
It's, super useful, especially if it's on the mouse as well. And that mouse that you've got, Jesus.
I know, dude. Don't ask. Like, honestly, I had such problems back in the day with like carpal tunnel and stuff like that. So I have to use something like this, otherwise, I just go straight to my hands.
I can see the logic because it is like a strange position to have your wrist sort of at that right angle and it's flat. And but what's it like maneuvering it about? It looks really big.
It is. It's massive, but it's like anything. I mean, I've been using this mouse for years now, so I'm used to it. I use it for all gaming, any kind of FPS, whatever it might be. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm presuming that you're going to be wanting to use UEF. It doesn't really matter for the templates because, and yeah, okay. So X up, and we'll have a look, see what I've got. So one thing is you can have loads and loads of templates, but the way I do it is I cycle through templates as I'm playing. So the more templates that you've got, the more button presses you're going to be doing to find the template that you've got.
Okay.
So in my opinion, it's better to just have the templates that you need, and not like silly amounts of templates. So right, so you can see my commander there. I'm just going to start upgrades. Detect.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm just going to go through the templates from left to right. When you're saving the templates or when you're building the templates, it saves in the order that you've built them, which is really important. So like for Tech 3 templates, if you're building anything that is going to use up like a structure that's going to consume power, it's important that you build them in the correct order,
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So that's my first template. It's just I've got it set up so that you can build that around a mech.
Yeah. So. Jesus, my mouse wheel's like super sensitive. I don't know why. Now, so build template. Now, so is it just that one next to the T4 thingy? I just copy that I hit that button next to T4 tech. Was that it?
Next to the T4 tech.
Where the how to actually save the template? I can't remember.
I'm just going to donate all of my buildings to you.
Amazing. Okay.
You don't need to do anything.
I was copying him out.
That would be way too painful. Right, 2 seconds. I'm just going to push through them all, and yeah.
Yeah, so T1's around a factory, and then what's that little mass fab farm going on there?
Yeah, so like the fabricators, yeah, you would do that after you've capped out all of your mexes to Tech 3 and you've got them surrounded by your storage.
Right, and then
so
that
that's
just goes
like
around the
your
top.
next.
Sure. Yeah. Is that actually worth it now? Because back in the day, they always used to say, "Don't waste your time with mass fabs unless you're on some massive map."
Yeah, I think it is. If the game's reached the point where, I mean, you're always looking to expand your eco.
Sure.
You never want to be settled with what mass you've got, and if you can afford it, and you don't need to spend your mass on more units to defend, you might as well be spending on more economy.
Yeah.
So it's always a good thing.
Holy crap, look at that build range you got going on there.
Yeah, it's just to make less time for movement.
Oh, I highly approve of your clink hammer setup.
Yeah, so I'm missing one of the templates for some reason.
I forgive you. Thousands wouldn't.
So yeah, so I did have a template for air builds, but that's basically what I do. I am not a good air player in the slightest. I'm terrible. But yeah, it just works quite nice for getting your air farm up.
So for everyone that's watching, if you wanted to know system failure's vulnerability, air.
They already know, Gyle. They already. Right, so yeah, just for simple templates, that's what I work with.
Okay.
I'm predominantly a land player, and that's what I like to do. But so the first template is really I would assign to the point defense or the factories. Your second one, I normally do that power grid, the Tech 1 power,
Right.
and that's normally surrounded by an air factory. It just reduces the cost of any air coming. And then yeah, those Tech 2 mass fabricators, and then very late game, if you want, there's that, and there's one more. Which this one's quite an interesting one. They should be Tech 3 factories, so don't get copied. But that reduces the massed cost of the factory, so you can, I think it's you run units from them Tech 3 factories at like 50% less mass. So yeah,
that's pretty huge.
Is there any of those templates in there that you don't have?
So well, I don't think I've got any templates. I used the ones I used to have when I rocked was the T1 P-Gens, that mass fab farm T3, but that was about it. And then I used to obviously use the mass storage, which you say is redundant now.
Yeah.
So yeah, run me through again why that's redundant again. So what do you do to get the mass storage?
So basically, when you've got a Tech 2 mech, so I'm just so you would normally like use your template around your mechs, which was finicky. It was awkward.
Having to place it took time, and
yeah, sometimes you would misclick and it wouldn't have your adjacency. But now you just write with a unit that's able to build.
So you just literally put what? You put one down and it builds all four, or how does that work?
You just, when you've right clicked it, yeah, it queues up a build of 4.
Amazing. I
So it
love
just
it.
finishes off. It's much quicker.
Yeah.
It's like if you return to Steam after this, you forget,
Yeah.
like that, and especially if you've deleted that template, it just makes it a bit harder.
So, what did you think should be template 1?
I think
PD.
the PD. It's because the reason why it should be template 1 is because when you press your template key, it's the first thing that pops up, and your PD is mm, the most responsive template that you would need. Like you normally need it in an emergency, I guess. So
Sure.
it's nice to get it straight away.
And then what would you go to after
I
that?
would go. I would go factories after that.
So the 4 T1s around a mechs.
Yeah, and then then go for your Tech One power.
There it is. Just trying to work out what happened to the template button, but you have to switch to the other button on there. So, sorry, after the factories...
Yeah, I'll go for the Tech One, the power square around factory.
Power square around the... Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm definitely missing templates here, 100%.
That's all
But
right.
I'm not going to worry about them because the essential ones are there. Really, it's just the economy.
And then template 3 or 4 even would be...
I would go for the fabricators.
Right.
So just to be clear as well, when you've saved all of these templates, depending on the tech level of the unit that you've got selected, obviously the ones that involve templates that have a higher tech tier than the unit itself, they won't appear in the thing.
That's interesting. The mass fab template isn't showing up after I've added it in the bar. What am I doing wrong?
Right.
Oh, hang on. It's a tech. Do I not have T2 on my?
Yeah, just
com?
click.
That's
Just click it. It'll instantly upgrade.
Hang on. Let's have a look here. There we go. There we go. And then. And yeah, there it is. Oh, how do I delete a template? Because I've added it twice now.
Right. Okay. So if you click on.
I got it. Right.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
It's all more intuitive than I expected. So mass fabs. Then what would you go to after that?
I would go do your artillery. Surrounded by the Tech One.
Lovely little template, that one. Okay, and then what?
And then go for your.
Or...
Yeah, see the air fax should be Tech 3. For some reason, it's just assumed that the Tech 1 for some reason.
Yeah,
that's all right. Go for the Tech 3 square of the 4 Tech 3.
The 4 Tech 3 reactors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, save the mass and the power grid on the left.
Gotcha.
And don't worry about the air grid.
Sure thing.
Or the factory.
Sorted.
Okay, so have you assigned any hotkeys at all?
I've done nothing. So apart from what you've told me to do with the mouse today, I am like a virgin client.
Right, okay, so to assign the hotkeys, you need to press F1.
Okay, F1, yep.
So you'll see a bunch of things up there, like definitely go through all of those, because I'm just going to tell you some very basic ones to use. And I'm absolutely certain that other players that are way better than me use a lot more.
Sure.
Right, so the first one that we want to do is we want to grab all land units. Actually, we'll get instantly kill units. That's a good one.
What's that under? Are we under orders?
So that's orders, and then you need to look for immediately kill selected unit.
Immediately kill. Oh, there. Yeah.
I've got that assigned to backspace. It seems to work for me. So
So you
I
control
use
K'ing one of your units, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
it's Control K. I don't have Control K because I've got Control L for grab all land, and there's been a few times where I've blown up.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah.
But then if it's on the mouse, you're not going to be pressing that anyway, are you?
No, you don't. But for some reason, I just spasm and start clicking the keyboard.
Just accidentally start using the keyboard. No, like it. Okay, so I've got that as backspace on immediately kill selected units.
Yeah, so that's handy for, like, say if you're in a situation where like an experimental's coming up on you and your commander's surrounded by units and you need to get
Right.
out there quick and he's bumping off everything and you want to just blow them up instantly.
Yeah.
So, and the next thing we want to do is we want to grab all of the land units, which is under selection.
Do 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 do. So there we go. How do I go? Oh, actually, there it is. I'm being stupid. Under selection. Okay, so
And then select all land units.
select all land units. There it is. Control L. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is that already assigned as
That's
Control L?
already assigned as Control L. So
Right. Okay, that's brilliant. And then the next thing we want to do is grab all air fighters, which is selection, and then select all air units. No, it's not select all air units. So it's select all air fighters.
okay. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Assigned as Control A.
Okay, so Control A is currently select all air units. So you want me to reassign?
Yeah. I mean, they're selecting all air units, like
bombers and gunships.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just want your ASFs or whatever.
And then for that middle mouse button, I would have a look through and just figure out what are the key that you think would be the most useful to you. Like an air player would probably have that assigned under bombers, so they can just separately micro two separate groups of units.
So my fifth button on the mouse, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a think about that one further down. It's going to take some.
Yeah. That's
cool.
So now that you've got that,
Yeah.
and apparently you've already sorted your mouse buttons out as well.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind just testing it now, so get some factories up, get some air out and get some land out, and I just want you to check that your mouse is actually selecting units. The keys are working, you know.
Yep. I hear ya. I need to turn down my mouse wheel scroll speed. It's horrendous. So, yeah, that's immediately selecting the ASFs. And then what was the other one? Select all land. So, is that going to be... that's not going to select my engineers as well, is it?
No, it doesn't select engineers. It just selects like attacking units.
Okay, cool. Ideal. Yep.
Yeah, it is ideal. It
does. That's you can see that saves so much time just on the mouse like that. It's immense.
Like if you've got like a mass unit production going on in your core base, and then your commander's out at front, and you're stressing because your opponent's sort of dominating you, and you need to pull back, but you don't want to zoom out because he's got artillery on you, and you need to pull some units forward. It's amazing. It helps a lot. It's just such a simple thing, you know. That's good.
Brilliant.
So, and what key have you got assigned for your templates?
I don't have one at the moment. So if there is a default one, it'll be whatever default is. Would that be UI?
I've got that under hot building, templates.
Hot build or hot build extra keys?
It just got hot building. So yeah, hot building, and it's a tough one to find. Yeah, so it's under hot building, and it's the fourth one from the bottom. Build templates plus T2 hover tanks plus.
So nothing at the moment.
Yeah,
So
put that. Well,
that
any key you want.
could be a good one for my 5th mouse button tip.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Thing is, it might currently, yeah. So hang on, I need to just before I fiddle about that, I had it disabled on my thingy. You know, in that Evolent mouse manager jobby we downloaded earlier. Do-
So what are you hoping to do then? Are you going to do some ladder, or are you going to do some team games? Or
You know, when I did play in the past, I always played team games, but
yeah,
I like. Do you know what? I find it so the whole prospect of ladder so unbelievably intimidating. Like
yeah,
literally, I can feel the anxiety just now thinking about the fact that you know it's me and this one other person. I can't rely on my teammates to come and save me, which inevitably they usually need to. And yeah, and it's just me, and I can't see anything. I'm blind at the start. All I've got is this tiny field of view, and it freaks me out. But I would like down the line to have some decent level of proficiency, just so I could think that, you know, a medium level Joe, I could hold my own in ladder. That would be a nice goal, right there.
yeah. I think like definitely doing ladders just will just boost your skills.
Yeah,
But also, even doing turtle style maps is nice for getting into the habit of say the stages of economy and building your economy up. Even though it's unhindered in most situations, it's nice to be able to get memorize the steps and to focus more on balancing your economy so that you're not stalling on anything at any
yeah.
point.
That's a huge aspect, I think, that most newbies fall down on. That why this game has
Yeah,
such a steep learning curve is trying to eco balance properly. Cool.
yeah.
So what's
So,
next in your lesson plan?
um, do you know do you know Shift G, like a movement command?
Not personally. What's he like?
Right. So build a bunch of land units.
Okay.
Just get as many and many. Just gonna get some too. So what it is it's basically a movement command
Right.
that that allows you to clump your units up. It's super useful. I don't use it as much as I should.
Okay.
So it's got like two major bonuses to it. The first one is really annoying, in that it sort of it kills pathfinding on enemy units. So if you're trying to hunt down somebody's commander and you use this attack and move command, it'll break his movement when he's walking back. He'll circulate, units will surround him, and it'll
Yeah.
basically pause him in his tracks. But also, it's good for clumping units together, so you can get more firepower in a smaller area, and they get less firepower into you as well. So it's good for winning fights.
Yeah.
So to do it, you basically issue a standard move order,
Okay. Yeah.
and then you would hold Shift and G down on a location, and they'll all clump up. Now you'll see like the path, the blue path on it will sort of spread out into lots of thinner.
Oh, I see. Yeah. 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 Okay.
So yeah, it's after you've right clicked, hold G, and then
Yeah.
press Shift.
Yeah. I see that, and then it just goes
It's
into a
it's
million
difficult.
tiny things. Yeah.
Yeah,
They go to
yeah,
a point instead of kind of moving en masse like any formation.
yeah.
Okay.
What is difficult about that is sort of being able to pull it off, like
Right.
when it's needed, So it's
But
just
if you've got like
something
a
that,
enemy com that's trying to escape and he's low, and you just want
yeah,
to tie him
yeah,
up, and okay.
definitely.
See, look at all these gems. I love it. I had no idea that that existed.
Okay. So, next thing I was going to talk to you about was we're just going to look at some maps,
Okay.
and we're gonna understand everything that you need to read when you're looking at a map, because I think a lot of the decisions that you'll make in a game is
Map
kind of based
dependent.
on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of things that I'll talk about are they're all map dependent, you know. So you've got to kind of generalize
Yeah.
on stuff. So we'll come out of this game. Give us 2 seconds, Gyle.
Sure thing. So yeah, that's a good one. Aurelius Czar. How do you make your units move in formation? Hold right click is that one. So it'll perform a formation, and then if you want them to move in formation, just hold shift and right click somewhere and they'll move. Of course, if any pros want to correct me if I'm getting any of that stuff wrong, feel free to jump it in chat. Gyle has a face. Yes. Though I would probably get along better in life without one. A face for radio. Have you heard that expression?
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back. You missed nothing.
So is there any sort of maps that you've seen that you like?
They're all pretty equally daunting, but I suppose, do you know what? Okay, so for quintessential, let's go really, really basic. Say I was getting interested in ladder. Let's go. Oh god, what thingy? The classic red one that's open on the left side. Something pass? Is it something pass? No, I don't know. I can't even remember. It's been so long. See, that's how little ladder I actually get to cast these days. Can't even remember the names. I've done it so many times, but no one seems to send me in ladder ones anymore. Yeah, the classic red one from GPG days. Open on the left side. It's got a little gap down on the bottom right. It's got some wrecks in the middle, a plateau in the top left.
Right. Do you know how many? Do you know how many players are allowed on it?
Yeah, so I mean it's a 1v1, I think. I mean it's
yeah.
I want to say I don't know.
It's hard memorizing all the names. Of
I used to have them all down, but literally, like the last couple of years, you know.
Is it this firelight?
No, it's not that, but it's that color.
Yeah.
It's a classic one. I mean, probably doesn't get.
I stopped playing ladder years ago, so.
Let me. Can I? I can't actually see the game list, can I? From
Is it this?
Hang on, I'm just connecting. I've lost the thingy now. Theta, thank you, Renegade. Theta passage.
Theta. Theta's
loads
amazing.
of everyone. I've only just passed it over. Everyone's screaming in the chat. Theta. Yes, Theta, of course. Quintessential 1v1 map. Everyone's shouting, "Read the chat." I'm sorry. There's a lag as well, guys, on when you guys are seeing it and when we're talking. So, shut up and give me a break.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, this map's been around a long time.
It's been around forever, and it scares me.
Yeah. Just to clarify, like I am not very good at 1v1.
Okay. It's all good. No judgment.
But yeah, I have got a little build order for this map. I mean, obviously, the first thing to note is the size of the map.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, 5x5 maps mean that you are going to be using your commander. Like, if you're not using your commander, you're going to lose. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And some mistakes that people make are it's the point where you stop using your commander's build power and you switch to using them aggressively.
Yeah.
And getting that at the moment when you do that right is sort of critical, you know.
My biggest issue as well, and it's not just with FA, it's all RTS, and it's something why I've never sort of tried harder, I think, to get into, is because I'm so tunnel visioned. The concept of being able to micro a commander in a fight and still keep on track of my economy and what's being produced back at base, that blows my mind. Watching people do that, and I just can't get my head around it.
Yeah, I think over time you get a feel for how many factories that you need. I mean, mathematically you can read the unit database, you can write it down on a bit of paper or something like that, but you'll understand that X amount of mexes means that you can build X amount of factories.
Yeah.
And unit, yeah. So yeah, but it's a map that you'd be building a shitload of Tech 1 land, and yeah, there's a bit of reclaiming in spots around the map. Lots of units just try and secure. There's a little access point on the bottom right.
That's right. Yeah.
Stream units down.
Yeah. There's two actually. So there's one in the middle, isn't there? Right near the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's that one in the bottom right.
And in that one in the middle, I think there's some nice little
spiky trees.
Reclaim.
Whatever they are.
No, I think they're little stones, like little stones packed with mass. So yeah, normally people send their commander set, and it's quite a nice vantage point there, because you can retreat quite easily, but you can also attack and just hassle that mech that's in front of it. Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll just start the game.
Oh, I'm terrified.
So if you we're not going to play each other. We're just going to look at. But the first thing, if you haven't played the map before, if you're doing a team game and you've never played it before, the first thing you want to do is control shift. If you haven't done that before, or anybody else,
just look at the mass. Yeah,
it shows up all of the mass. So like,
so what's that outer? So it shows it up to that outer yellow ring from my commander. What is that outer yellow ring?
Do you know what I think? I think that's the build radius from the mod.
From the mod.
let me check.
But surely, like,
it is.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, it's because I've got like multiple layers of build radius multipliers. So yeah, it's really good. But I think you know that yellow inner circle that's around your commander. That's the standard.
That's the standard one. Yeah.
Yeah. So one little minor tip. I don't think it is actually, but when you find out, when you have a look at the standard build range, you can actually build a little bit outside of that.
Right.
It looks as though you can't. So obviously, you want to maximize your build radius. That was something that I learned sort of quite early on. What I was doing was I was sending an engineer or my commander to go and build a mech, and then he would go over to the next one. He's standing right next to it, and I'm losing some time basically. So you basically want to have your commander just at the edge of his build radius.
Yeah. So you kind of want to move a little bit, don't you? So make a waypoint and then just put the build where he's going to be. You got to kind of memorize that. I do remember Brain Fart telling me that a long time ago. It's like the one thing I remembered from the multitude of lessons he tried to give me, but
it's like it's a minuscule the difference.
But I guess it stacks up over time, right? When you keep doing it, it's those little margins get you ahead.
Definitely, and especially on a map like this, because I think it's less likely that it would go to like even mid to late game on this map. It's normally over with pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So the decisions that you make early on are really are more important than any other map, you know.
So I'm just going to demonstrate that for people that didn't understand what we're talking about up at my end. So if I go, oh, I can't do it because of the ridiculous build.
Yeah.
So normally, guys, what we're saying is like, so there he just insta-built it, that mechs, because...
Should we rehost, Gyle? Should we
rehost? So yeah, so we can demonstrate that, because and all the other things.
So it is important.
Yeah. That's a little fundamental right there.
And you can host, Gyle. You can host.
Oh god, the pressure. Okay.
It's just because if I rehost, I'm going to take those extra few seconds turning off all of those mods. It's all about efficiency, Gyle.
I know. That's why I've never done. Like, I mean, everyone on stream can see the state of my broom closet that I play my games in. I'm anything but efficient. Right. My life is one long unconscientious pile of rubbish that should be in the recycling bin. Where are we going? If I can find it. I don't actually need to do it in here, do I? I can do it. There it is, Theta Passage. Passwords Bob. Not that we need it. I'm surprised we haven't had any gate crashes yet, but everyone's really well mannered. Of the 326 people watching, I'm excited. Cool. Watch me have to kick 1 million people.
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn those mods off because you've inherited them.
Yeah, hang on. Mods, there we go. What's PX Mod Alpha? Is that one? No. That's Phantom thing. We don't need to worry about that. Scoreboards, fine.
You play Phantom?
I did back in the day, many aeons ago.
Okay, join it.
Cool.
So yeah, you're gonna show the build radius.
Group formed.
I'll tell you what, I was gonna say you could remove the cloud.
How'd you do that?
So that you can see us both.
Oh, a fog of war, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's that? This must be so painful for everybody who plays regularly, watching me fumble about. Look where things are. You've got to understand as well, like all of this has changed because of the new clients, new lobbies, and everything that just weren't here when I used to play before. Fog of War, there it is. No, oh, it is not on. It's on none already. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Kyle, always assuming the worst of chat. That's because I know what you're all like. Channel full of reprobates. Is that... I still got that build range thing then, have I? Oh, it's gone so badly. Oh no, he's moving. So that yellow, outer yellow line must mean something. And yeah, I can only see the mass total sort of up to that kind of distance away, roughly, although... Oh no, it's just that there's no more reclaim closer towards your comm. That would explain it. Cool. So what we were talking about earlier, guys, so at this normal build range we've got here, the unmodded version, if I'm going to put a mass extractor here, my comm's going to trundle on over to here, and he's not necessarily going to just start building immediately when he's in range, because wonderful pathfinding issues in this game that were never quite sorted out. He walks pretty much right up to it and then starts building, which wastes loads of time. But if you queue up a waypoint first of all that you're pretty sure will have him in range of where you want to build the thing, so you hold shift, you right click, and then you carry on holding shift and then place your mechs. He'll walk to a point and save a bit of time. I've actually overcorrected there and gone a bit too far, but you see that, and he insta builds, so you're saving time on what otherwise would be a wasted journey. And if you keep doing that over a course of a game, that's going to save you oodles amounts of time, especially if your opponent's not doing it. He's wasting time walking around buildings and yada yada yada. So that's essentially what we were talking about there.
Super awesome.
Cole. Oh, I love your wall art. That's pretty.
So, what do you want to... Do you want to do a 1v1 on this map?
No, but I think we should, because it's the only way I'm gonna learn. So, shall I rehost quickly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a 1v1.
So
And
terrified.
we can both make some mistakes.
Yours
And
will
then
have to be deliberate.
so yeah, for a map like that, you can because it's a 5x5. I mean, later we're going to talk about factions and their strengths and weaknesses, but um, if you've got a faction that is anything but Sarah, you can expect to be raided with your. So that's going to affect your build order within your faction.
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision on when you're going to build tanks, how many engineers you're going to build, how many scouts, how many tanks, and that's another thing that can sort of define your early game as well.
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot of people that could beat me on this map. So, but I tend to build 3 engineers first, and then 1 scout, 2 tanks. If I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna use my first engineers to expand on the mexes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my commander's extra build power to speed up the building of the hydro.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to start some factories, and I'm going to make sure that every factory that I build is adjacent to a max for a little bit of mass reduction.
Okay.
And at some point, you may need to build some power, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So have we got the? Can we see each other or not?
I've turned off fog of war. Do you want it on?
No, turn it off.
Okay.
I don't want to use.
Oh my god, I'm terrified.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry.
I'm terrified. It's so frightening.
So yeah, the main focus you want to do is, so I would go 1 factory, 1 power, and then grab your mexes. I've made a mistake already.
That's what I like to hear.
Just giving you a boost of confidence. But I don't play ladder very often, and I did jump on it a couple of weeks back, and I got absolutely trashed by some 1300.
Oh, my scrolling is off at the sides.
Can you really pause it and change your sensitivity, or?
Yeah, that's alright. Just going to use the arrow keys to move me around like a noob.
Wow.
So would you go straight for hydro with the first one?
Yeah, straight for hydro with the first one.
Okay. Eco balance is going to end up in the toilet.
Wreck me, Gyle.
I'm so like I can't even speak. See, this is the thing. People always said, like, Guy, why don't you stream more? It's like it's easy when you're play by play and you're just saying what you see, but trying to focus on more than one thing at a time is not my forte. Anybody who's watched my casts knows that I miss a huge amount because I am insanely tunnel visioned. It's like my MO. See, I didn't put my first land factory down next to a mechs either, like you said.
Don't worry. So for your factories, you can, if you want to be solid and you want to just push out loads of land, I normally just go 1 scout, 5 tanks. I go 2 artillery and 2 anti-air.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult for me sort of trying to explain as well, so I'm going to be like an idiot. But yeah.
Behold my 2 DPS. If I claim 1 engineer's life, I'm taking that as a win.
GG.
Leave me alone. I don't want your units. Go away. Oh, you see, and because I've been microing that, completely forgot about doing anything in my base of any importance.
So, you know, when you're building up queues
Yeah.
with the engineers, right? You wanna like always finish up with a reclaim order. If there's nothing else for your engineer to do,
Yeah.
always finish up with patrol or something like that. So you're always making use of it.
Oh, a million labs. Dirty. Go away. Ha ha ha. You have no scouts. I feel like I should have my comm out somewhere doing something important by now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point of the game, you maybe want to be using it aggressively.
See, this is why I'm always dying.
Have you got a radar?
No, not yet. I've been kind of relying on that one scout that's about to get massacred any minute. Alright, enough of this business.
Nice, raid at the bottom. Take that engineer out.
I'm going to keep you on your toes, even if nothing comes of it. Oh, my poor engineer at the top. I completely forgot about him. Oh, are you across the way already with your ACU? See, I can't remember the all of the hot build letters. Oh, you're at my base already.
Don't worry, it's just a couple of scouts.
Commander under attack.
So basically, I'm using my commander just to reduce the amount of units that you've got.
Right.
And I'm not. I know how many units you've got there, so I know I'm not risking. I know where your commander is. I know that he's not going to be there to pull my health down.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just
Commander
tanking
under
damage and reducing your numbers. And then once I'm ready, I'll pull my units in.
Commander under attack.
So you would want to pull your commander up if this was happening,
Yeah.
just to deny.
I thought I issued that order, but apparently not.
Right, now you've got me in your range now, so if you've got enough.
Commander under attack.
See, this is the sort of scenario I've been in a few times, and it basically it's the way it goes. I'm outmaneuvered, and I try and go for the draw. That's essentially my entire ladder experience. Oh, just
Commander
so behind.
under attack.
I actually finished. I didn't finish a. Ah, why did you stop going?
Commander under attack.
He's so dead. He's so dead. Oh, what am I doing? There it goes.
So were you power stalling there or anything?
I was fine. I was power stalling right at the end when I set a whole bunch of engineers to build some more factories because I couldn't get the units out quickly enough. I was fine. I managed to get a T2 mass pump, which is probably not the way to go on this map.
Whoa! I've just seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a Tech 2 mass extractor upgrade is worth, I think, about 20 tanks.
Right. Yeah, and that would have been amazing,
I mean,
right there.
Yeah, that would have helped a lot. So I mean, like, as the game progresses and everyone's building lots of land, there are also lots of reclaim there as well.
Yeah.
So the map economy increases over time, and that then will allow you to upgrade your mexes on a 5x5.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, well, that was moderately horrendous. So all the things we talked about before, those hotkeys and everything, just didn't end up using half of them. Didn't end up using all land, you know. And it's like I was aware it was there, but just the sheer panic, the pressure. It is. It's the pressure trying to, you know. Even though I know like that is going to save me time, I'm defaulting back to the really inefficient play that I've always used instead of sparing a moment to think about the thing that's going to save me time in the long run.
It's honestly like it is pressure does that. Like say if I'm in a 1v1 and I know that my opponent's pretty good, then I do tend to like make silly mistakes that I don't normally make. And it is, you just sort of but yeah, you want to use those keys on your mouse. That's
yeah, definitely. It was right there. It would have saved me so much time, but yeah, it didn't do it.
But looking at maps in general, like the main things you need to look at is the size of the map, the amount of mexes on the map, the locations of the mexes, if there's any clusters of them. Say like in your starting locations, normally you've got 4 mexes, and within the commander's build radius. So look for other mex groups like that, and you're always looking for points where you can reduce the time of expansion and reduce the time of building your mass up as well.
Yeah.
You're looking for reclaim. You're looking for choke points as well, because choke points can determine your strategy. It can determine how many units you make, because if you've got some tight choke points that you know that you can secure with your commander, you might build less units and invest the mass that you didn't spend in units into more economy.
Yeah.
And it can allow you a little bit more time to tech as well. So you need to look for all of those things. And plateaus as well. Like if you've got plateaus, how many mexes are on them? Can you use the plateaus for hassling other units with artillery or anything like that?
I mean, we're just waiting on the rehost anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna move Snack Turtle. Slot.
Oh wait, you did rehost, and you just missed the game.
Kick 3.
Kick 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do this last attempt at 4v4 or 5v5.
Yeah. That's worked out quite well. Yeah, just do that.
It's fine. Once this is up for posterity, I can trim this entire hour out of the podcast.
Editing at its prime.
Yeah.
Kick 8 as well.
Although this is prime faff. This is perfect video.
Death, why do I need to kick 8?
Because of his clan tags.
Okay, please work.
This has actually been more stressful for System than it has for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting fatigued now.
Oof.
Don't go for a walk.
Okay, solid team. So yeah, how are you gonna? What are you gonna do? Well, actually, don't tell us, because then the other guys probably. So remember your mouse shortcuts as well, especially on this map.
Yeah.
I'll remind you again. During the game, whether it's 1v1 or even team games, it's super important to keep your enemy. Like if the air player isn't scouting, build your own air factory and do the scouting yourself.
Yeah.
You need to constantly see what they're doing, because if they're not doing, then you can either raid or eco yourself. And if they're building a lot of units, you need to know about it.
Yeah.
Make sure you finish up any engineered builds that you've got. If you're expanding with your mexes, that you're finishing up with. And don't stress.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm horribly off on power.
Okay. Yeah, so the mistake you made there was building that second factory before you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about.
Oh, hey, I kept my engineer alive.
So I haven't mentioned this as well. Attack move from a factory. If you're building engineers, it
Yeah.
extends the reclaim radius.
Yeah.
And it's just much more efficient.
What's attack move again in FA?
Hold Alt down when you're pressing your move order from you.
Gotcha.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is painfully hard. Yeah. Okay, so Drill's kindly scouted.
Fuck's sake.
What's up, Death? Oh, you got a raid. Okay. So, so one thing that I noticed straight away
Shoot.
is that there's not much engineers being
Yep.
produced or reclaiming. So, if you press your and it doesn't even show you all of the reclaim, but there is a lot of reclaim on this map.
Yep.
You can actually get away with just having multiple factories spamming constant engineers, and it's just pulling in loads and loads of eco.
Yeah.
So more engineers, I think, and more factories early on, but definitely more engineers and more reclaiming. So you've got the
Yeah.
2 engineers assisting with the Tech 2 upgrade there. So what's happening there is that you're trying to speed up a mass upgrade when
Yep.
you probably aren't. You're not pulling in enough mass to
Yep.
fund the
You're
upgrade.
right. Yep.
So if the engineers, instead of assisting, if they're reclaiming, it's actually faster.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Can I add to system there? I'm watching
Yeah,
from
please.
a little bit of a delay, but yeah, with the engineer situation, you've got 5 engineers that I can see, and they're all in your base.
Yeah.
And you've got 7 or 8 mexes that you could get, especially like the 3 above your base. That just requires like one NG. And yeah, it's what's probably causing the horrible mass stall that you're in right now. If you want, like with your factory, rather than just building solid tanks from your factories, just build like say 5 tanks and 1 engineer and put that on repeat. And then you'll always have engineers, even if they're going to the front line, which is where you want them there, with the reclaim.
Still in the mix.
Okay. So your main issue now is probably intel.
Yeah, just thinking that.
I've got a little radar up. So I would be, if I was in your position now, I would be concerned about whether he was getting an upgrade.
Because it's all very static over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gyle, a word of advice.
Yep.
You use move orders before you do the build orders. So move an engineer to a location and then queue up the building for it.
Sure.
That will save time from them moving across.
Yeah.
Or if you have those 2 mexes in the top, you can do a move order in between the 2 mexes, and the engineer will be able to reach both of them. Otherwise, it will go right up beside it, and you'll lose like 10 seconds.
Oh wait, it's a dry death air battle. I didn't even realise.
I forgot Dro existed.
So I'm going to do some scouting. Okay, so
Yeah, that's the column right there.
right, so you've spotted that he's got a and upgraded.
Yeah.
What faction is he? So he's Seraphim.
Seraphim.
So you want to be counting these factories as well. He's got 4 factories, and he's all land. So compare that to your factories. You've got 4 as well. So technically, you should have similar land. You're already going Tech 2, which is really nice. Because he's already got gun, and because it wasn't scouted, and your units are forward, you want to minimize the amount of units that are getting killed.
Yeah.
So it means pulling them back, getting your upgrade quick, and just saving as many units as you can.
Yeah.
Throwing a couple of Lobos in the mix as well, Gyle, will really help you out.
Eesh.
I'm actually going to take that top left mech, if you don't mind, guys.
Go for it. Can't believe I missed it. Oh, I totally can believe it, but...
Yeah, I'm playing really bad. I'm sort of glancing over and just like checking things, you know. That's my excuse.
Best thing about team games is like you can always blame someone with a higher rating,
Yeah.
especially when they're playing air.
Yeah. Certainly do need power.
Nice. You're doing pretty good.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, it's Calvarox. I wasn't even looking. I'm actually spilling mass. Does Gyle need a dump?
I'll take it if you got one.
Okay. Gonna give you half my mass.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Wow, okay. Looks like our air's doing good.
Yeah, well, I had 2 T3 mixes.
Right. Calby's going Tech 3, as expected, by Aeon.
Someone's gone.
Gyle, do you know your little expansion base?
Yep.
You have a load of engineers sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah. Cute.
Yeah. Just get them reclaiming on the front line there in front of you and rebuilding that base.
So because my opponent's gone Tech 3 LAN much quicker, yeah, it wouldn't if this game continued for me anyway.
So a hotkey for upgrading your mechs.
You can assign one. I don't think
not
there
one
is
by
one
default.
by default. No. On the note of hotkeys, are you pressing a hotkey to see your hotkeys?
How do you mean?
So, like on your bar at the bottom,
Yeah.
like usually, like if you apply your hotkeys, you have a load of letters there.
Sure.
So, like
yeah.
with your hover tank there, it's you can see it's the T. You go back to your factory, but it as a way just to show all of the icons what hotkey they're assigned to.
Right.
It might help if you're planning to use hotkeys more.
Yeah.
It just helps any recognition.
I'm dead, Gyle.
So I'm sending in engineers to try and.
Yeah.
Although, not sure how much use it's gonna be now.
I think you still have this game won though. Draw has like really won air.
Yeah, it's a lot to do. Like, the position you played was actually quite a hard one. I wanted you on flank because I wanted to see you handle everything because there was reclaim there was expansion, there was a place that you had to like fortify and deny.
Yeah.
So it was difficult, you know. And a lot of people play this map often, so you'll find that they have build orders for it, and
Sure.
they'll know.
Nicely done with those snipes.
We're back 1 minute.
You did pretty well, to be honest with you, Gyle, for a lad who doesn't play that often.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I feel about as
I would
rusty.
go-
I think the last time I played was like 2017.
Damn.
I would second that definitely. Like for 14 minutes, you're not in a bad position.
Just a few basic
I mean-
errors. You didn't expand out.
Yeah.
You moved your comm out, but you didn't utilize, and then you went into turtling, which wasn't a bad decision at the time. But you could have definitely grabbed a lot more area
Yeah.
and bolstered up your eco. You also upgraded mexes way too early.
Yeah. I've got an issue with that.
I kind of have a rule of thumb where I don't upgrade any mexes until I have 7 or 8 mexes.
It's sort of like it's a natural go-to reactionary response to feeling like I have not expanded enough, I don't control enough territory, I need to get mass from somewhere, and it's not actually the right way to play. But
No, you're right. Typical draw. Cheese in the game.
Should just move Def to chill out preemptively.
Yeah, we should. I haven't spoken to Calvarox in years either. Is Scarlet still playing?
Every now and then.
My sparkling princess, how I miss him.
So Gyle as well. Overcharge.
yes, yeah.
There's the overcharge icon on the
They-
far left.
They've
You
changed
can,
it now, though, isn't it? It's not
Yeah,
the same as
yeah,
it used to be.
So you can If you right click on that, it'll do auto overcharge. But there's also target priorities mod as well, which can
Right.
help.
Why would you attack my precious T3 Max?
I think we've covered like very little in a long time.
But it's not down to your teaching. A lot of it has been lobby simulator.
I've wrote out a list pages long of different things to discuss, and we're literally on the second page, and there's 6 or 7 pages. So yeah, and I'm guessing you might be done now because
it's pretty late. I think I'm going to call it, but I would very much like to make this kind of a regular thing. I've got lots of other guys as well who want to shot at it, but yeah, if you're up for doing like next Wednesday or something similar next week, kind of make it a weekly thing, either with you or some other pros as well.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be nice if we had multiple people in the channel, because like you can get multiple opinions on things, and while mostly they should be the same, I might miss some stuff, and somebody else might have good points to make. The only concern or the only worry I have with that is trying to absorb everything, especially when you're playing at the same time. It's hard for you to play the game and listen to advice and absorb it. So
true story.
And it's all theory, so we can be talking for hours on end about what to do, but the next day you'll forget most of it. So it's like forming habits, really joining games and repeating some of the stuff, using the templates that we've used and the shortcut keys as well, and yeah, but getting good at subcom is a combination of so many things, you know.
Yeah, true story. Definitely. Oh, that was pretty entertaining. I didn't deserve the win. Thank you for the carry, everybody.
So who else is lined up then?
So first person to chat when you volunteered yourself very kindly was Blodier as well, although I think he's Finland, isn't he, which is a little bit sort of further east you go into Europe is a bit trickier, because this is kind of an optimal time for me. So obviously that makes it very late for them, but I might be able to persuade the wife to take the little ones for their little 1 hour government permitted exercise or something, so I can get on with some streaming or something. But there's been a few people. Tiger actually offered as well. I've got a list somewhere in my broom closet. I have a casting den, but yeah, got a few of them. Thank you to everybody who's actually listening. If you've offered your services, much appreciated. Cool. Yeah, well, that's it's so much to take in, but I'm glad we finally got a game going in the end there.
I'm mad from that game. I'm this close from banning Trife and Dro.
Well, did he just go super early strat and just started sniping people? Was that where didn't he get air control first?
I mass stalled because I had 250% T3 maxes and I didn't realise. So I'd spent 4k on mass extractors. So he was just ahead, and I was stalling on my T3.
You're such a noob.
Well, there's the first kick. The thing is, all I did was move him, but he can't get back in.
You're horrible.
Cool. Well, I'm going to call it there. System, thank you so much for your time, and if you're up for it next week, I'd definitely love to hop on and do some more, maybe next Wednesday or something, if that suits you, or if not, some other time.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some more because we've only covered a small amount. But yeah, definitely get in touch with Bloodier and Tagara as well. They're really good players. So
Sweet. Cheers for the games, guys, and thank you to everybody on stream. And yeah, I will catch you all later on.
see you, Gyle.